Thousands of impoverished people, desperate for jobs and opportunities, have been pouring out of the West into California. With farms dried up and the financial system a bust, the lives of millions of Americans have come crashing down. Now they stand in endless food lines, shanty towns, hobo jungles, strikes in the cities. Maybe they work in fields for almost nothing, or spend their days walking the streets looking for something to live off of. Their lives are filled with endless waiting, tragedy, and despair. The Great Depression has rocked our world, and the Dust Bowl has left millions displaced. When I saw these things happening outside my window in California, I had to take pictures of what was going on. I began to work with Paul Taylor on reports that would eventually cause 2 California emergency camps to be set up. Recently, the Farm Security Administration hired me to take pictures of the migrants. That is the assignment I am currently working on. However, I didn't start my life this way. I grew up in Hoboken, New Jersey, across the river from New York City. My father walked out on my mother when I was 12. I had little interest in school and would sometimes skip school and wander the streets of New York. I learned portrait photography by working in portrait studios. I was able to eventually pursue a career in photography. I did take one class at Columbia University, but I learned more through job experience and the darkroom I created out of our old chicken coop. In 1918, I went to San Francisco and set up my own studio. But when the Great Depression hit, my whole life changed. I then and there decided to devote my life to capturing the situation that millions of people were in. Being hired by the FSA has helped me pursue my goal of getting the word out about what is going on. These moving homeless families reach the far west, and when they get there, no jobs can be found. I go into these ramshackle camps. Most people are alright with me taking their picture. It could possibly help them get support. I see all sorts of scary and disturbing instances while I work. Most towns don't like the migrants' camps being set up near them, and sometimes there's violence. I go anyways, determined to show the world they need help. I just finished a day of shooting and drove by a sign that said Pea Pickers Camp. I drove 20 miles before I finally made up my mind that I need to go back and photograph it. I arrive and find an open field with a bunch of dirty tents sprawled across it. Piles of rubbish were heaped around. In a lean-to shelter, I found a woman and her 4 children sitting listlessly about, and I went straight to them. The mother didn't ask any questions of me. She just told me that they had just sold the tires off their car to buy food. For the past several weeks, they had been living on frozen vegetables from the field. I took only a few pictures, getting closer and closer to the family. Now I packed up and headed home. I didn't need to take pictures of any other pea pickers. I got what I wanted, the migrant mother. I hope to someday travel the world and capture the things I see. My work will never be done, and everything I do, everything I photograph, I will do until I've gotten as much as I can out of it, which is never enough.